Let's cut the ish, alright? Meet the Robinsons is amazing. It's one of the most underrated Disney films of all time, and it's a darn shame that this piece of art is considered underrated. IMDb gave this movie a 6.8 out of 10. That is criminal, it's an injustice, it's a monstrosity, it's just simply flat out wrong. I think maybe a reason why the ratings are so bad is because this is the same year Ratatouille came out, and that was Disney's big project, while Meet the Robinsons was just a little side piece. And if you haven't watched it, honestly, you're a bum. But luckily for you, I'm gonna explain this entire movie so you smooth-brained retards can understand. And you pea-brained idiots are gonna have to use some memory skills, okay? Feel free to take notes. Okay, so beginning scene of a movie. A woman is leaving her failed abortion on a doorstep somewhere. But watch and listen. Okay, y'all heard that? You had to have heard it. Just bear with me, this is important, pinky promise. To give a little context to these characters, this is Lewis. He's 12, he's an orphan, he's an inventor, and he's been rejected by potential foster parents 124 times. This is your average Siege player. I'm just kidding. This is Goob, Lewis's roommate. He's important though, just use your little memory skills. This is Mildred, the orphanage lady person, I don't know what she's called. Oh, by the way, Lewis almost kills Mr. Harrington. Anyways, this is where Lewis meets Wilbur. No, they don't do anything weird under the sheets, you dirty little imbecile. He tries to tell Lewis that he's from the future, but Lewis does not buy it. And this is the bowler hat guy. This guy gets his hat to manipulate Lewis's machine, and then all hell breaks loose. The science fair is now ruined, and it's all because of this little idiot. Psst, can't you tell? This is some good backstory. Anyways, Lewis gets on the rooftop, rightfully upset since his machine that will literally solve all of his problems won't work. Then he discovers that Wilbur's on the rooftop with him. Wilbur tries to convince Lewis to fix a memory scanner, but Lewis says no. Wilbur shows Lewis the time machine, and then Lewis realizes he can fix his life. Hooray, happy ending! So Wilbur and Lewis crash the time machine. Lewis doesn't know how to fix it, but pretty much says, I'll fix it if I can take myself back in time to see my mom after, and he agrees. So now we're back to the past. Bowler hat guy grabs Lewis's invention and then goes to a company to pass the invention as his own. He can't figure out how to even turn it on. Doris, who's the hat by the way, coaches him through it, but unfortunately his plan fails. Bowler hat guy realizes he needs to actually have Lewis show him how to turn it on. Smart. And lots of unimportant stuff happens. In a nutshell, Carl, the robot butler, discovers Lewis, but he's chill with it, I guess. Lewis accidentally goes through the sucking machine and ends up in the front yard where there's a big octopus. Carl tells Wilbur that he'll probably cease to exist. Nice. Lewis meets Wilbur's grandpa and shows him the rest of the family, and this.
I think my wife Lucille's baking cookies. Bake them cookies, Lucille!
Oh yeah, and this beautiful scene.
What does Cornelius look like?
Tom Selleck.
Okay, Cornelius is married to Frank.
This is funny. Bowler hat guy goes back to the orphanage where he is trying to find Lewis, and then Bowler hat guy finds Goob, and he decides to give this little kid the best advice ever to be sent to someone man to man.
Heed my words, Goob. Don't let it go.
What?
Bowler hat guy realizes he goes to the future. So then he goes to the future to find Lewis. Lewis and Wilbur have dinner with the rest of the family, stuff happens, and then they all count on Lewis to fix the PB&J gun. Lewis fails, but the family cheers on him. Bowler hat guy gains control of a freaking dinosaur and tries to take Lewis. The Robinson family saves him. Lewis accidentally calls Franny mom, and then a little idea happens. The Robinsons invite Lewis to join their family, how beautiful. But then Wilbur knocks down Lewis's hat, revealing his hair. This is bad, and Franny tells Lewis he has to go back. We all know the significance of his hair, yeah, but come on, use your memory skills, it'll pay off. Bowler hat guy later offers Lewis to take him to see his mom in exchange for gaining the knowledge on how to use the memory scanner. I mean, obviously Lewis takes the deal. I mean, come on, what's the worst that could happen? And then he says, crossies, didn't count. He also tells Lewis that he's Wilbur's dad. Okay, imagine that, realizing that your best friend is your son. Now that's crazy. And all along, the bowler hat guy was Micah Goobian. He recounts on how he lost his team the baseball game, and it was all Lewis's fault. Goob goes back to pass off the memory scanner as his own, gets the contract, Lewis eventually saves the day, yada yada. Lewis meets himself, which is kind of crazy. Wilbur takes Lewis to the day he was abandoned, and watch this. Oh my goodness, do you realize what happened? The movie ended before it began. Oh my goodness. Lewis goes back in time to Goob's baseball game, and then through some dark magic, has Goob catch the game-winning ball. Wow. Lewis goes back to the science fair and hears Mrs. whatever her name is to test the memory scanner, and it works. He finds out that it's his future father. And happily ever after in the end. Words cannot describe how great and amazing this movie is. I personally think it's Disney's most underrated movie of all time. The creativity of it, the story is way better than whatever this is. I am sure hoping they'll make more movies like this. Maybe Disney will be great again.